That's where we're going. Back in your lives, in your ears, and in your face. Welcome to another episode of Papa G's House. This is a first for me today, guys.
Cool.
I've got my first non-South African international band hailing from Brazil, Nervo Chaos.
Right on, man. Pleasure
What's
to
happening?
be here, man. Pleasure to be here, man.
Welcome to our beautiful country.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We're very, very happy to be back,
Oh,
actually.
yeah, I was just about to say, this is not your first time, eh?
Not our first time. We were here like 3 years ago, I think.
Okay.
Around 3 years ago, we did a South African tour with those guys from Borgasm.
Okay, yeah.
And we did, I think, around 10 dates or so. And we had like 2 or 3 dates here in Cape Town. It's a beautiful city, and we're happy to be back now.
Awesome, man.
Now we have these 4 dates with Facing the Gallows, so we're very happy.
Nice. I mean, obviously the first trip must have been awesome, so that's why you guys are back to
For
this
sure.
one.
I mean, I'm the only guy back in
Okay.
this lineup, you know.
All right.
So for them, it's the first time.
Sure.
So for the band,
Well,
second
welcome.
time, and for
Thank you,
them.
man.
Is it your first time in South Africa?
Yes,
Wicked. Are you guys enjoying yourselves so far?
for sure, man.
Nice one, nice one. The Gallows guys, the FTG guys showing you a good time.
For sure, man.
Awesome.
For sure.
Nice
Yeah, and we
guys,
made
yeah.
some friends, you know, some guys from last night, you know, and the night before. So
Nice.
it's pretty cool. And
You're
we,
2 shows in, eh?
yeah, we did Thursday. We did Centurion.
Yeah.
And Friday last night we did Johannesburg at the Rumors
Okay.
Lounge.
Okay, cool. But before we go anywhere, we need to introduce you guys.
All right.
Okay, obviously when you guys arrived, it was very fast. Hey, how's it going? Nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
yeah, for sure,
So
man.
individually, you are?
I'm Edu, or Eddie,
Okay.
the
Eddie?
drummer. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
wicked.
I'm Diego.
Diego?
Guitar and vocals.
Okay, awesome.
I'm Guiller, guitar and vocals.
Okay,
I'm Pedro, the bass player.
nice one, nice one. The crushing low end.
Yeah.
And the shy one.
Sure, man. He's the youngest, you know. He
Yeah.
just joined us
Okay.
earlier this year, you know, around June. He joined us, and or May, not sure, don't remember. And we started the tour in June. You
Okay.
know, this is a world tour we're doing.
Yeah, I saw a video the last when you were announcing that you were coming to South Africa. You were actually in Russia.
Yeah, we were touring Russia, and then Sash, you know, asked us, "Could you do a video for South Africa?" And yeah, for sure. But we're like on tour,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
inside a van. And he said, it doesn't matter. So we did a video back then. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
But I mean, that's so cool that you guys are doing a world tour. I mean, I feel honored to have you guys on the show.
The honor is ours, man. I mean,
Fantastic.
we're super happy to be back in South Africa, you know, and this is a great country. We related to it a lot
For sure.
because it's very similar to Brazil in a lot of aspects,
Yeah.
you know, and metal. It's pretty much metal anywhere in the world.
It's a
You know,
universal language.
Yeah,
That's what I
headbanger is a
love.
headbanger anywhere. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter the language you speak or the social, you know, category you're in or whatever, your
For
color
sure.
of skin, whatever, you know, this is just metal.
No, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Before we go into the next question, I want to ask you, first of all, where in Brazil do you guys hail from?
We're from São Paulo, Brazil.
Sao Paulo.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Sure, that's one place that I've always wanted to go and visit. Old Rio, Sao Paulo,
Yeah.
Brasilia.
Yeah, I think Rio, like for sightseeing
Mm-hmm.
and tourism, is much better than São Paulo. São Paulo is just like a big city, you know.
Sure.
And, it has its charm, you know, but it's more of a nightlife kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
If you want restaurants or shows or I don't know, movies, theaters, plays,
like
stuff
a
like
social
that, you
hub
know. Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of.
But Rio, then there's all the nature, like
Yeah.
like here in Cape Town, you know.
Sure.
I would think São Paulo is more like Johannesburg kind,
Yes.
and Cape Town is more like Rio
The city
kind
life,
of.
yeah.
And then style, you know.
Yeah, and
for
then
sure,
you get
yeah.
the
Yeah.
nature and all that
So,
kind of stuff.
but there's other places. Of course, Rio is the most famous, you know, when it comes
Sure.
to Brazil. But if you go northeast, it's beautiful as well.
Well,
you know.
I've personally, I mean, I'm not going to go into, but I personally have a love for Brazil because of Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
All right.
So yeah, I've
That's
always, and I've had some Brazilian friends over the years. I was doing a working holiday in America where I became friends with a huge group of Brazilian people.
Cool.
Still friends
So
to
do you
this day.
fight?
Sorry?
Do you fight?
No. I'm a huge fan though. I'm a massive fan. I mean, I don't want to start going over all my Brazilian fans, Nogueira brothers and all that kind of
All
stuff.
right.
But yeah.
All right.
But definitely back to the music. I mean, the one thing I also saw is that you guys have been going around a long time. I think in the 90s, 97 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
to
We
that effect.
started in '96, September '96. You know, that's when the band started. Our first demo tape came out in October '96, and since then we never stopped. You know, as a band. So we have 8 albums out, and several lineup changes, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
That's
you know?
what I mean. That's
Yeah,
just the
yeah.
gift that keeps on giving. Eh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to keep going, you know, and
course.
sometimes people kind of change their minds on their goals and you know the way they want to handle their life, which is okay, it's normal, you know.
Yeah.
But in our camp, we really focus on that, you know. It's not like a hobby for us. This is our life, you know. So
For sure.
so yes, we're 23 years old.
Jeez,
Band.
it's amazing. Eh?
Underground forever.
Yeah, just absolutely. But it shows a certain tenacity to keep going that long and to constantly find passion, especially when you're going through member changes and all that kind of stuff, because can be heartbreaking.
I think yeah, you're right, you know, and I think you mentioned a key word, which is passion, you know, and we're definitely all about love, you know, because we do what we love and we believe in that, and that's passion, you know. And we even have a song about that. It's called For Passion, Not Fashion.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is really about that, you know, about it's not a hobby. Being underground and being metal, it's for us, it's our lifestyle, you know, it's our life. So well, we give 120%, you know, not only on stage, but off stage as a band. And we dedicate our lives ourselves to do that, you know, and it's harder than it looks, for sure.
No, absolutely. And I also want to say, thank you so much.
Hey, no problem, man.
I mean, this artwork is amazing.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Artwork is incredible.
This artwork was made by Regis or Nornagest. He's the singer for the black metal band Enthroned from Belgium. Yeah, they're good friends, and you know, and I think he understood the whole concept of the album.
For sure.
We wanted to do like a grimoire kind of thing looking, you know. Yeah. And he came up with this artwork, and I think everybody's happy with the way it came out.
And when did you release this new album?
This is the first album under Hammerheart, you know. Okay. So we got this worldwide deal with Hammerheart now, and it came out on June 6th.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. So and then that's when we started the tour. We started in Dubai, which was awesome. It was the first time there.
Sure.
And then from there we went to Asia.
Okay.
And after Asia, we went to Australia, New Zealand, and from there we flew to Europe. We did whole Europe, and then Russia, and then from Russia we did North America, and now we're here in South Africa.
That's so. That's what a trip that is. Eh? Going from.
Yeah, just going around the globe, you know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Eh?
And after here, we're just gonna go for our Latin American tour.
Okay.
We have a Latin American tour together with Empaiti from Singapore.
Okay, wicked.
And then we go straight for a long Brazilian tour, divided in 3 parts. We're gonna do the whole deal, but the first part is together with Beheaded from Malta and Jupiterian, another Brazilian band. Second part is with Demonical from Sweden and Crypts from Finland.
Jeez, man.
And then the last part is going to be very special because it's going to be together with Sepultura and Christian. So it's like a Brazilian package of dream metal and us, you know. So it's only 2 shows, but we're very happy to be being part of that.
And the last one ending off with Sepultura. I mean, we all know.
That's like golden key. You know?
I mean, that's like metal royalty right there.
Yeah, right there. I mean, they're so important, the way I see it, the name Sepultura, the band itself, for Brazil in general, because they were the real first band that put Brazil in the map, in the metal, you know. So you got to respect that, you
100%.
know. And they became huge until Roots, you know, and they keep fighting now and doing what they believe, which is
and they got
great.
Derek Green.
Yeah, Derek,
and he's
you know.
so big, and he's got that.
And it's awesome, and even against all the odds, you know, because a lot of people don't like the music they're doing now or don't agree with Derek as a singer. but they say, fuck it, we're gonna do it our way. We
Exactly.
believe it, and that's the true spirit, the
And
way I
being
see it. That's passion, and that's being bold,
Yeah.
and I respect that.
100%. But then also being a true fan, you've got to evolve with the band.
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, it's understandable. Some people like the early stuff,
Yeah.
and it's hard to please everybody,
Yeah.
But I think you got to please yourself first, as an artist and a band. You got to be really happy with what you're doing, and that will come out with your music. I think, if it's fake or plastic or just I don't know, doing for a trend or something, it's not gonna last the way we see it.
Just gotta be real.
So it's all about passion in the end.
100%.
You gotta have passion for what you do. That's the way
Yeah,
we think. It doesn't matter if it's music or whatever job you do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just speaking of Sepultura, I was lucky enough, not Sepultura, but I was lucky enough, I think it was about 15 years ago.
All right.
I saw Soulfly.
Soulfly, yeah, cool.
Down, it was a small show down at a place called Dockside that's subsequently closed down. And one of the craziest frontmen.
Max is awesome. He's charismatic.
So commanding.
He's great. He's killer. I mean, so for us as Brazilians, Sepultura has a big part on the metal scene and on Brazil in general, And of course, it's an inspiration for us as a band as well. The old Sepultura stuff, the early albums, we're very influenced by that. I would believe,
Sure. No, I mean, and now the metal scene in Brazil. Okay, obviously that's when obviously everybody knew who Sepultura was when that was the only Brazilian band I knew at the time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think everybody.
Yeah,
kind of,
and there were huge influences when new metal was around and all that kind of stuff. But what is the Brazilian metal scene like in Sao Paulo and the rest of Brazil?
I don't know. I think the Brazilian scene is very rich in terms of bands. We do have a lot of problems, but then it's more of a social problem in the country, and so it makes hard for people to choose in between getting some food or going to a show, stuff like that. So there's priorities there. But I think the scene is pretty good. I think there's problems like everywhere, but we are the ones that make the scene happen. So we should be working and trying to improve whatever we need to improve in our scene, and we've been doing that. So it's developing, and of course the internet has a huge influence on everything, because the show business is the way we see it is a different market nowadays. With internet, it's totally different way of working, but there's only one thing that's still the same, which is try to make good music and play live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you guys manage? I mean, obviously you've now released this Ablaze album under a new record label, eh?
Yeah. We got a deal with Hammer Heart. Before
yeah.
that, we were in Cogumelo, which is a Brazilian band label. Sorry. We stayed with them for I think three albums or so. And it was awesome. They're very good, but we needed to make a step,
Sure.
And Hammerheart came with a good deal, and I think it's a pretty good album as well.
Awesome.
Not because it's a new one, because it's our 8th album, studio album, and we're very mature as a band now. We kind of understand our sound, and the way to compose, and we're very happy with
You've
the
kind of
outcome.
found your groove,
Yeah,
eight albums,
of course.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I mean, there's influences like all bands, but we try to find our own sound, our own trademark kind of thing, and trying to be original and do our thing. And we're not trying to copy. We're influenced by Sepultura, but not copying Sepultura, or Christian or whatever Brazilian bands that are coming, because there's only one Sepultura, only one Christian, and you shouldn't be a copycat or a clone, So we have our own sounding, and I think with the 8th album, we kind of, as a band, are mature enough now to understand our path,
It's so refreshing to see when someone is so confident in their process.
Yeah, I mean, we're dedicating everything. we jumped in this band from, I don't know, I think 5-6 years ago. We decided to quit our jobs, and really go for it, and really make it happen. So when you put 120% and add passion to it, and work, because you got to work, nothing's going to happen
music's
for
not
free.
gonna write itself.
Yeah, and no pain, no gain. So, so we've been working and we can feel it. It's developing, and we're starting to get some recognition here and there. And, and now we're doing this world tour. So we're super happy, I
can see.
And lucky to be doing what we're doing. This is a gift, the way I see it.
No, 100%.
This is our gift.
If you get the opportunity to drop everything and follow your passion and be able to tour and write albums
and make a living out of it, which is, I think it's a gift. We're lucky to do what we do, and and we're not gonna fucking
slow down anytime soon.
Fuck that,
Exactly.
We're just gonna go straight
That's
forward,
fucking awesome.
full speed ahead.
I just see that you guys just have this positive energy around you guys. I mean, like when I first was introduced to you, I mean, obviously I'm a little bit nervous. I mean, it's the first time I've had any guys from outside of South Africa from a band's perspective, not only being signed to a record label, coming from Russia, doing Latin America next, then North America. It's absolutely inspiring to see the way you basically welcome people into your circle.
I mean, we are what we are.
Yeah.
We don't pretend to be something we're not. And for us, everybody is the same. We're not better than anybody just because we're in a band or something. So you're giving us a chance to be here in your show, which we think it's great. It's awesome. So we're nervous ourselves. We're like, fuck, man.
At least we both nervous.
And it's the way to go. I mean, we're music fans ourselves. So we are always going to shows and supporting the scene, and we talk to people. We don't sit in the dressing room and pretend to be like, I don't know, demigods or whatever. We're just regular people like everybody else, and the metal scene, this is the beauty of it, I think, because everybody kind of talks and it's a friendly environment, People look scary and like freaks, but in general, all the metal concerts we go or we play, there's no fights or no problems. Everybody's pretty easygoing and mellow, and that's the way we are, We're
100%.
Yeah.
Well, look, you brought another a good point. Is that we introducing you to the Papa G's House listeners?
Yeah.
So just give us a little background on how Nervo Chaos came about, and I mean, obviously you've had a long history.
Yeah.
So you can compact it if you want, but we got all the time in the world. But I just for the listeners who never have heard of Nervo Chaos, never heard a song. Just
cool.
give us a little background.
We're Nervo Chaos from São Paulo, Brazil. We were started in September 96. We used to play in a different band called Sigrid Ingrid, but we had a fight with the singer, so we decided to form our own band. That's how Nervo Chaos got formed. Nervo Chaos is a mix of two words, Nervo in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, which means nerve, and chaos. Okay. It pretty much, we wanted a strong name with Portuguese and English mixed and kind of different from everything that was around back then. And a name that could represent our music and the place where we hail from, which is São Paulo, which is chaotic, big city, 20 million people. It's madness. Yeah. So it reflects on our music, Since then, like I said, we have 8 studio albums. We have 1 live album. We're a touring band, so we've been doing 100 gigs per year, average 100 gigs per year.
That's amazing.
And this is pretty much it. This is the new lineup. We have now 2 singers, which is recorded on the new album, Ablaze. I hope you guys like it, and we're on all social medias from Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And if you want to check out, we have a website as well. Okay. It's nervochaos.net.
Okay,
and,
cool.
And that's it, you know.
Sweet. I'll put all the links in the
we
description
are
as
the
well.
ones that reply on the social media. So if
Yeah.
people want to talk to us,
Okay.
it's pretty much we have this do-it-yourself.
DIY.
Yeah,
Come
totally,
on, that's the
you
only
know?
way to do it.
So we have
For me.
our e-store. We ship it anywhere in the world, but we're the ones handling all the merch and you know, and social medias. Even on tour, we do some like video clips of every tour, like homemade video clips. You know,
Sure.
just showing some backstage, some part of shows and shit.
Yeah. Content. It's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
unique
you know,
content,
so
yeah?
so people can follow up and see what's up. There's no Hollywood production or anything.
yeah.
It's just the real deal, the way it is. You know, filmed
Raw.
by us, edited by us.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Raw, uncut, and that's the way to go.
Because
for
that's
sure.
the spirit of the band Nervo Chaos. We're very, we're not inventing the wheel, but we're trying to keep the wheel turning.
Sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
so we have the old school vibe of I don't know, thrash metal, death metal, with some evil, dark, satanic, occult lyrics. But we do have lyrics about, I don't know, war or the day by day harsh realities as well, you
Yeah.
know. And our music is just a big blend. I would say, I don't know, I would say we play extreme music.
Yeah.
You know, it's metal, but there's trash, there's black, there's even speed power metal,
Yeah.
you know, and some hardcore punk influence because we kind of do
You
what
play,
we like.
you play
you
what
know?
you want. You play what sounds good to you. And
Yeah,
you,
and what we
that's it.
believe, and it feels good. And if people like it, great. If people don't, just go to the bar, I guess, you know.
I mean, what's your view? I mean, we're hitting. Why don't we just take a quick little
Yeah.
break and then we can carry on. I want to talk about the genre and
All right.
and all
Yeah.
that kind of jazz. We'll see
Cool.
you guys now. All right, we're back with Nervo Chaos, hailing from Brazil.
Yeah.
I said that right, eh?
Yeah, perfect, man. Sound like a Brazilian.
I listen to a lot of Brazilian speaking
Oh, cool.
all the time. So yeah, what we were talking about is the fact that you guys you play what you want. You're not really you don't like to be restricted to any sort of genre. Whatever you feel sounds good, you put out
Yeah.
because it's what you want to do, and you kind of do what you want. In terms of the genre, you don't, I'm not a big fan of genre categories. Are you?
Us either. But you know, there's this need, seems like it, you know, to
know,
be
what is it?
classified, you know.
I know.
And we're not. Some people get pissed off even because of that. We raise some eyebrows because of that, you know, because it's hard to label us kind of, because we will go from thrash metal to hardcore to black metal to heavy metal in one song, you know.
Some people call this exotic.
Yeah, they say exotic Brazilian
Exotic.
metal. You know,
Metal,
because,
yes.
I don't know,
Hey,
man.
listen, that's a cool word.
Yeah,
for-
it is. It
to
is
describe
kind of,
it.
you
then.
know. Yeah.
Exotic
So
metal.
I would
Yeah.
I would say extreme music because it kind of gets everything in one
And
pot.
banner,
you
yeah.
know, yeah. And this is pretty much what we are, because everyone has a different background music wise,
Sure.
you know, and we do listen to a lot of music styles, not only metal as well, you know. But we bring it all to metal when we're composing and writing songs,
Yeah.
you know, but our own way, you know. We don't want to copy anybody, and we, like you said, we do as we please.
100%.
And,
That's
if
the only way to
people
do
like it, great.
Yeah,
you know?
in the end, the way we play sounds like Nervo Chaos. That's the
That's-
cool
That's
thing.
the
yeah.
beauty of it, you know. And
Yeah,
I think
that's
we
great.
sound better live than on CD.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, at least, you know.
I agree.
I tend to like in my band as well. I think we sound better live as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think live it's more, I don't know, aggressive,
Yeah.
you know, faster.
But
And,
they can see your personalities on
Oh,
stage
yeah.
and stuff like that. That makes a big
but
difference
plus
for me.
the energy exchange, you know, it's the adrenaline flow. It's
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah,
It's addictive.
it's feeding off the
It's
crowd.
addictive,
It is an addiction.
yeah, that's why we're keep on touring. We're addicted
it.
to it.
Keep on doing it, man. I mean, doesn't it take a lot out of you sometimes?
It
All that
does.
traveling. I mean, that video when Russia, I found it was sort of comical in the ways because that road.
Oh, it's
It-
terrible.
That was a
Terrible
bumpy ass
roads,
road.
dude.
That was a
Terrible
fucking
roads in
bumpy
Russia.
road. You were speaking,
Yeah.
and everybody's just going. It was like that's
Yeah.
are the Russian roads that bumpy?
I mean, yes, it's some places are pretty bad, but I would say it's harder than it looks.
yeah.
I will go Bon Scott on that. You know, Bon Scott for me, it's the prophet, and his lyrics are so true. You know, because it's so hard like everything else in life, I think if you want to succeed, there's no easy way.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
anything you do in life, if you want to be somebody, wasp, I wanna be something. You know? It's just you gotta really work your ass off, and you gotta, you know, we have families. I have a kid, and sometimes it's pretty hard because in one hand I'm doing what I love, the dream of my life, and in the other hand I'm missing moments that I will never get them back.
Sure.
You know? But it's a choice I made, and it's a point I'm making even to my family and to my son, you know, and showing that you gotta believe in yourself, in your dream, and really fight for it. You know, impossible is nothing.
But I can only imagine your wife is extremely supportive.
I don't have a wife anymore. My wife is the road. But they can talk about that.
Okay, so you guys are married? Eh?
I'm married.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does it feel to be always away and stuff like that?
Man, it's nice to manage like 2 words.
Yeah,
I mean, go back home and deal with normal thing with my wife. But when I'm there, I miss the road.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'm playing and touring. I miss my home. It's
like a catch-22.
Yeah, and
I think like he's saying, I think the hardest thing for a touring musician like we are is that two main things are taken away from you, which is your safety point, let's say, your family or your wife, or like that's taken away because you're on the road, and your privacy.
Sure.
Because you don't really get a moment for yourself, you know? And sometimes it gets to a point where it's stressful, you know, and you stress and you fight.
Also, what I'm trying to say, it's I'm always full of good feelings about road and home. Like,
it's a balance.
It's good.
Okay, well, that's a really nice way to look at it.
I want to enjoy both. Like, I mean, good, man.
I've got a full-time job other than this. I mean, other than my bands and my podcast and stuff, and I occasionally have to do some traveling myself.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because it's for work and not for my passions.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
our work is combined with pleasure.
No,
so for us, it's not.
But that's where you're lucky.
We're working, but we don't consider working.
Yeah.
Because we're doing what we love.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So there's no hard time. We can wake up at 4 a.m. for lobby call. We've been waking up early. Like I never woke up so early since I started the band. You know, not even to school. I was waking up so early. You know.
Yeah. But I mean,
but you're doing what you love. So,
absolutely.
So I think you know, it's better to wake up 4 a.m. to go play a show than wake up 4 a.m. to go to a shitty job.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to get to. Is the fact that obviously supports my lifestyle.
Of course, sometimes you don't have a choice. You just got to do it. Yeah, you
and
just got to do it. Yeah.
So I've in the balance between like work and road, with me, it's like work and my passions.
Yeah.
That's the balance between when I'm at work. Obviously, I want to be doing this or my music. Yeah. And when I'm in music, I'm like, well, I need to do that to do this.
Yeah, for sure. We've been in those shoes for ages, you know. Yeah. But I agree with you, you know. But it's the way it is, man. Yeah. I mean, you gotta.
Not all of us can do it, you know. I mean,
you gotta be forged for the road.
Yeah.
Not everybody can take the road. Touring is super hard.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
I mean, you can be a studio musician. You can be a weekend band. Yeah. It's no problem. It's great as well. You know, there's no harm on that. But to be a touring band, you got to be born to do that. You know, you don't learn or study rock and roll. You either born to rock or not.
100%. You know? 100%. I mean, sometimes you can't get a good shower. Or you can't,
most of the times, you know, and crazy eating times if there's food and you know, check-ins, check-outs, and
it's working according to a promoter's time. You have to be here that time. You have to be here.
It's crazy, but we love it.
Sure.
You know, that's what we do. That's our choice. Nobody forced us to be here.
Sure. It just seems like you guys go with the flow pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
Eh?
gotta, why be against the grain? I mean,
Yeah,
our
exactly.
music is already,
For sure.
protesting and everything else, But as persons, we try to enjoy life as well, our friendship, being in here and meeting cool people, and this is the beauty of life. I see
100%.
it, the way I see it. So
100%.
this is what kind of drive us to keep on doing what we do.
Sure.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. In the end of the day, we are all together, like having a conversation. It's super fun. Like it's always
You're a
a
family.
special.
We're a family. We
it's
have good,
always
bad, moments. We do have a lot of sense of humor.
Yeah.
We're stoners as well, so
Yeah.
that helps. Yeah, we quit the alcohol as well.
Okay.
As a band, like a year ago.
Okay.
So that helps a lot.
Did that affect you on tour
Oh,
and
for
stuff like
sure.
that? Yeah.
That affects you a lot. So.
Is it?
And the weed is great, especially here in
Yeah,
South Africa.
it's
fucking
yeah,
great,
it's just been,
man.
I think
I'm telling you.
it was
You guys are
announced
lucky.
last year that it is now legal to cultivate and
Yeah, that's
and
beautiful,
smoke
man.
in your private capacity
That's
as well.
beautiful. I wish we
Yeah,
could
I'm-
have
I'm
that
in
in
a-
Brazil.
I'm in an industry where it kind of affected the work, the workflow with labor relations and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It became a little bit different. Like people rocking up stoned to work, and how do you deal with it? Because you can't test if someone's under the influence of THC.
Oh,
you know?
they do test now.
Yeah, no, they've just
Yeah,
announced.
yeah.
But you know how expensive those tests are.
I know, dude. I
The
know.
on the spot
But
tests.
but I think the weed is not the main issue. If you want my opinion, I think alcohol is way worse than
well,
weed.
we all know that.
You
we all know that.
I don't know if
You're
nobody.
making me feel bad now.
Yeah, no worries. But I'm just saying that people say weed is like it's like such a taboo,
Sure,
and that's so stupid the way I see it because. They say alcohol is legal. I never heard of a guy that smoked a joint and went home and beat up his wife. I never heard that.
That was all propaganda.
But then
back
you
in the
hit
day.
a bottle of vodka, go home, beat up your wife, and that it's kind of society okay because
yeah.
that's fucked up in
Sure.
my opinion.
So did you all take the decision to stop drinking alcohol?
I had to because of my liver,
Okay.
and he wasn't feeling well and the other two.
I'm
kinda-
trying.
I'm trying, but for us as a touring band, it helps a lot because
You keep your
sometimes sometimes you don't sleep that 2-3 hours.
No more hangovers.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
hangovers. You don't spend a lot of money on alcohol.
sure.
You don't do a bunch of
Just
shit you used to when you're
Your
drunk.
finances go up and up and up
Yeah.
because you don't have to worry about.
and then the other hand, we have the weed, which we all enjoy,
Okay.
and that's kind of relaxing, after extreme, music, sad and live night, with 4 or 5 bands playing brutal music. We just relax afterwards, and it's great. I
I'm
think
pretty
it's
sure
great.
as a drummer playing fast 16th notes and all that kind of stuff, you wouldn't want to be under the influence of alcohol anyway.
I used to when
Did
I
you?
was young.
And
Yeah,
you managed
for
to get
sure.
the-
Yeah, I was all right, but different times,
Sure.
I'm 47 now, so I kind of need to understand my body signs,
yeah.
and my liver got fucked,
Is
because
it-
I
was it
like
just
too
from
much
drinking, yeah?
alcohol, so I had to stop drinking.
Okay.
And I made the decision. It was hard at the beginning, but now I feel great.
So
and I feel the performance is
Sure.
even better, and I feel better, and everything is better, man.
yeah, I mean, I
Even the
don't.
sex is better.
I mean, I don't want to harp on it, but so was that from years of touring and just drinking at every show and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff?
for sure.
And was it a doctor who just said, "Listen,
yeah,
Eddie, you need to
my
stop"?
doctor said I do a checkup every beginning of the year, like about a whole checkup.
medical, full
yeah.
medical.
And my doctor said 2 years ago or so, you have 2 choices, keep doing what you're doing and die in 3-4 years.
Yeah,
Or stop and maybe have a better, longer life,
sure. I mean, well,
And I made a decision. It's not easy, but I love life.
sure,
So
absolutely.
I decided to live.
And
That's
you're
why I
seeing the
quit.
world in a way that
And
a
it's
lot of
so
people
much
don't get to see.
funner,
Yeah.
to walk around because it's kind of shocking to people because they expect you to drink
Absolutely,
heavily. So when
especially in South Africa.
I mean everywhere,
Beers, rugby, and braais.
Everywhere, man. In Russia, people freak out. I
Yeah.
go to the bar after the show. It's like, give me, I don't know, a juice or a Coke. They're like, oh, no. So it's even more
And
shocking.
the Russians, they're known to drink their vodka.
Oh, they do drink a lot of vodka. man.
Yeah.
And
Ice
I
cold
used to
vodka.
love vodka.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
great. It's great.
What was I gonna say? Sure, I find that so fascinating. Well, the one thing that we can all be happy about is that the one organ that regenerates itself is the
That's
liver.
what my doctor said.
Okay, so we're all good.
Maybe in the future I can have a few beers here
Yeah,
and there,
for
you know.
sure,
But
for
for now, it feels good, you know. You got to go with whatever makes you feel good, you know.
100%. And that's very, very interesting that you say that in a lot of places there's a lot of pressure. You know,
There
I mean,
is.
it's like they can't believe it. you know?
Because they have this stereotype, especially on headbangers. We've been traveling the world and we've been facing prejudice and racism still, you know, because you're a headbanger and they look you different. They will search you. They will. It's the way the world is, you know, and it's amazing because it's the 21st century, you know, and you expect different reactions, not
So it's
by
not
the
the
way you
80s.
look, you know. They're just judging the book by the cover. Still, it's like,
Thanks,
dude,
Motley
you
Crue.
know, come on.
And all
You
thanks
know?
to the 80s metal scene.
Yeah. And sometimes you see all those guys in suits and they're all fucked up on coke and meth or whatever, but they're all
100%.
dressed up, so it's okay,
Sure,
you know, I guess.
yeah.
But
It's a fucking terrible stereotype.
yeah,
eh?
but fuck it, it's the devil's music anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, blame it on us.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can honestly say when I started getting involved in the South African underground scene and meeting all these guys, literally the headbangers are the nicest people that you would. For 90% of the time, you're gonna get 100% genuine, humble people.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to Japan, Australia, Russia, you know, South Africa, Brazil. It's pretty much the same.
You guys are actually in for a treat tonight. You've got I mean, obviously you've played with FTG.
Yeah.
For the last 2 nights, they're fucking phenomenal.
Great band, yeah.
We're gonna chat to them about their Varken trip and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
Is Peasant and Threat of Omen.
Yeah,
Those
we know.
2 bands
yeah.
are incredible.
We're gonna check them out for sure.
Yeah.
We've been checking out all the bands, you
Sweet.
know, we can, because for us it's interesting as well.
Sure.
It's new. I think South Africa is a new market, still developing, and there's so much potential and so
Sure.
much to still, you know, happen that
Sweet.
it's great. It's beautiful.
Well, before you leave, I gotta do some shameless self promotion for you guys.
All
I
right.
gotta my band released a new single last week, and
All
I'm very
right.
proud of it. So I'll show you guys straight after we finish this.
Right on.
This
What do you
podcast.
play?
I play guitar.
Ah,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Very proud of it. It's taken us a long time. We also suffered member changes and stuff like that. So we've just found our groove, and we're having the best
That's
time.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. There we go. There's our first EP, and look at the name underneath it. Facing the Gallows.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was the first time I met the dudes, 2015.
Cool.
I started my career very late, but this is not about me. Let's
All
carry
right.
on with the
All
Nervo
right,
Chaos.
all right.
I'm having so much fun talking to you guys, dude. I find it
Likewise,
so
man.
fascinating,
Same, man.
interesting. Guys, stop talking so much, eh? It's great to have you guys. The one thing is speaking of member changes and stuff, you say that you've recently gone through a little bit of a shuffle. Who's the newest? I know you're the newest, but how new are we talking?
I don't know how long you been in the band.
6 months ago.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
6 months. or
And
so.
you enjoying it? You having fun?
Yes, good.
Sure.
Awesome.
Is that the language barrier?
Yeah, the real language barrier. But I love it.
He's stoned. That's why. He's,
Yeah, but thanks so much for coming, guys.
Oh, thank you, man.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you very
Thank
much.
you,
We
brother.
appreciate it. Talking about lineup changes, he's the newest one, the
Yeah.
bass player. Guiller came back to the band. He recorded 4 albums with us.
Okay.
Stayed around 6 years in the band,
Okay.
and then he left for 2 years, almost 2 years, I think.
2 years, yeah.
And then
It's
he
too good. You had to come back.
yeah, right.
sure.
And Diego joined us after we lost our guitarist. She had cancer, unfortunately, and she died.
I'm so sorry to hear
Yeah, she was the one that came with us
Okay.
in 2016, Cherry.
Okay.
but she lost the battle for cancer in the end of 2017. And Diego joined us. He's from Rio, actually.
Okay, you're from Rio. Nice,
he
nice.
lives in Rio, but he comes to São Paulo, rehearse and all that.
I gotta tell you just a funny story. I might
right.
as well throw it out just
All
because
right.
we do. I was in Thailand
Oh, cool.
in 2000. It was 2000.
Bangkok?
This specific incident was Copenhagen,
Okay.
and I met this Brazilian girl from
Oh.
Brasilia,
Okay.
and she was staying in the
capital.
Gold Coast, and we had this one night where we met, and it was so romantic on the beach and all that kind of
Magic.
stuff. And I had to leave the next day,
Okay.
but we met up just before I left, and we exchanged our details. I spoke to her for 6 months,
Okay.
and she flew to Cape Town,
Oh,
and she
wow.
stayed with me for a month,
Oh, wow.
and it was a disaster.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
It was great for the first 2-3 weeks, but then after 3 weeks, it was a disaster. But she was
luckily
a
you didn't get
beauty-
married in Thailand, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
found out about the
No,
disaster later
exactly. Look, but look, I'd only known her that night for about 4 hours.
on. Yeah.
And she flew after only meeting each other for 4 hours in person. I mean, that the connection was amazing, but it just we just lived two completely different lives. I mean, I
get
would
it.
go to work and she would go to the beach.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And but yeah, she was a beautiful girl. I remember speaking language. There was a slight language barrier. And all that kind
Yeah,
of stuff,
I
which
mean,
makes it a lot
in
harder.
Brazil, not a lot of people speak
Yeah.
English. You know, just a very selected group do speak English. Even Portuguese, some people barely speak over there. You know, but there's the language.
But that's also how I fell in love with Brazilian culture and Brazilian jiu-jitsu and all that kind of stuff. Because
Alright.
she was very good friends with Antonio Rogério Nogueira,
Oh, cool.
one of the big nog, the older
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into
Yeah.
all the style of Brazilian
Sure,
jiu-jitsu and
for
all
sure.
that kind of jazz. But I was saying that you guys are in for such a treat tonight with Peasant and
It's
Thread
gonna
of
be
Omen.
fun. It's gonna be fun.
gonna be
you
so
know,
cool.
we're looking forward to it. You know, Cape Town,
Yeah.
all the killer bands, the Mercury's a great venue as well. So
You've played there before.
yeah, we played there before.
It's
and,
they've done a beautiful upgrade.
yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
So
it
we're
looks
so
stunning.
looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. You know, we're gonna set it up ablaze.
Ablaze, yeah. Catch Nervo Chaos's latest album, Ablaze. It looks like that. It's a
Yeah.
beauty.
Yeah.
Still in its plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We brought some merch as well. We always travel with merch.
I actually want to
people
buy
coming
one
to
of your
the show-
T-shirts
thanks a lot, babe.
before you guys leave.
People coming to the show, there's always the merch booth with CDs, LPs, you know, shirts,
Yeah,
a bunch of stuff.
sure.
There. Yeah.
It happens to be my mother's 64th birthday today
Oh,
as well. So
congratulations!
I'm
man.
going to go do the
Congratulations,
birthday
man.
festivities and then quickly take an Uber to Mercury and,
all right.
and
Say
catch your guys
congratulations to
your
her
set
from
for
Brazil.
sure. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mom, from Eddie.
Yeah. Congrats.
But guys, it's been so nice having you guys around. Just quickly, you can catch Nervo Chaos everywhere on social media.
All social media.
NervoChaos.net.
Yeah, .net. That's
Okay.
our website, and over there you get all the links if you need. You know,
Wicked.
but it's pretty easy. Just put the band name, and that's it. You will find it.
Nice one.
Just say our name 3 times at the mirror, and we'll appear.
Any parting words that you wish to say for your fans?
For-
Anybody for you listening in South Africa?
I would like to say, first of all, thanks to you
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
chance, the opportunity to be here, and for this interesting interview. And everybody that wants to know more about us or like us or want to check us out, just go to social media, say what's up.
Sweet. And what's your next? Obviously, this is going to air just after you guys have departed from Cape Town. Where's your next trip? Where can
We leave on Monday, so we do Cape Town today.
Stellies tomorrow?
Stellies tomorrow. Monday we leave. Friday we have a show in Brazil. Friday and Saturday we have 2 shows in Brazil.
No rest for the wicked, eh?
And then the coming week we're gonna start a Latin American tour, 12 dates, starting in I'm not sure if it's Costa Rica or somewhere in Central America there. And then we go on until the 22nd of December,
Okay.
nonstop
And then
from
it's
Latin
Christmas.
America, Brazil, and then we finish, and then we're gonna probably have vacations for a month.
Nice,
You know,
Finally.
Spend some time with the family.
yeah, away from each other
Yeah,
a little
for sure.
bit, you know. And then we come back. We're gonna start working on a new album next year. We wanna record a new album next year. We're gonna keep on touring, supporting Ablaze next year as well.
Sweet.
So we're gonna do both because we wanna come up with a new album on 2021.
Let's do it, man. I'm
And
super
hopefully
excited.
2021 we come back with the new album to South Africa.
Oh man, oh man,
know?
and
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
I would love to share a stage with you
we
guys.
will
That'll
love
be
to come
amazing.
back and share the
Same.
stage for sure,
100%,
man.
100%.
Thanks a
and
lot.
I will see you guys later.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm so excited. This is Nova Chaos. This is Papa G's house. Until then, we say peace.
Yeah.
I don't wanna go anywhere else. I wanna go to Papa Jesus. Yeah, that's where we're going.